Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to you whenever it is you are opening to this message. You know what time it is. It's time for our weekly nugget. Our weekly nugget today comes from Psalms 46. Psalms 46. Especially during these difficult times, I want to give you some words of encouragement. Verse 1 of Psalms 46 says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. For a long time, I've had a hard time with that word trouble. See, if you're like me, we have a tendency to think that the help God brings us when we're in trouble applies to stuff we need when we're being overtly spiritual. Have you ever had that feeling? That the help comes if I'm on an errand for God, then God is a help in time of trouble. But if I'm just getting a taco, then I'm on my own. If I'm doing something like ministering or preaching or something like that, then I can count on God being a present help. But when it comes to stuff that hits everybody, like a hurricane, like an earthquake, like COVID, then I better have insurance, both medical and property. But I need you to understand that God, who foresees and understands everything we get into, promises that He's a help for every situation that we go into. Take a look. Verse 1 and 2 says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, even though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. Though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling. Did you see that? See, the mountains shaking and the earth trembling really had nothing to do with my overt spirituality. But God is present for those things as well. Not just the supernatural. God is God in the midst of my natural, and He's there to be my help. Well, what about the things that are not simply acts of nature? What about the distress of nations? If you're like me and you're watching any kind of news, you recognize COVID sometimes is not even on the forefront of the troubles we face. Some of them are distress from nations. God says, I got you as well. Listen to what He says. If you skip down to verse 8, God says this, come, behold the works of the Lord, who has made desolations in the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spears in two. He burns the chariots in the fire. Sounds like God is in charge in the most distressing things in life, regardless of their origin. If you back up to verse 4, it says this, where must I wait and find this refuge? Look at verse 4. There is a river whose stream shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacle of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her just at the break of dawn. You know what it's saying to me? It's saying when I dwell in the midst, in the presence of God, I can be sure of the help that I need. But here's the thing. The help isn't coming until the break of dawn. That means for the night, I must spend time in the dark holding on to the promise that He's my refuge and my strength, even when I don't see Him. Because my help, your help, comes from our God in the morning. I don't know about you if you're in the midnight of your life or just 2 steps till dawn. My word to you is the same. Hold on. The morning's coming when we will see God's help, and His aid is always enough. That's all the time that I have for today. Please chew on this week. Till next time, God bless you. And we'll see the help in the morning.